Does that seem familiar at all? Every single month, over and over and over and over again. Clothing stores, buy one get one half off. Food truck, 30% off an entree. When's the gas company gonna give me a 50% off coupon? They're not gonna. So when I gotta spend money, what do? That's right. It's Facebook Marketplace time, baby. Facebook Marketplace is an infinite money glitch if you know what you're doing. All this money just waiting to be made. I'm gonna do some scrolling. I'll be back when I've got something that I'm gonna make money on. And ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Some people see this as an old boat motor, a piece of junk. I see dollar signs. Do not be fooled by the Mercury stickers. These are not factory. What we actually have is a Mariner, 15 horsepower. Regardless, still a beautiful engine, and guess what else it's got? That's right, we've got electric start. And I bought this engine for $300. Oh, you lie about your prices. You didn't buy it for that. There are always deals this good. You just gotta be really fast to get them. Cause while you're scrolling away on TikTok, watching your videos, laughing at cats falling off the counter, I'm scrolling Facebook Marketplace looking for deals like this. And I do travel. I drove an hour and 20 minutes for this deal one way. So almost a 3-hour round trip. Worth every mile. Dude had it in his garage, says he knows nothing about it. First one with 300 can have it. I didn't waste his time. I didn't try and talk him down. I knew he probably had 100 people messaging him. I said, I've got cash. This is what time I'll be there. Can I leave now? That's what people want to hear. So I had cash and I went and bought it. Now let's see what kind of engine we got underneath the cowling. And look at that. It is mint. Super clean engine. I mean, super clean. Pull start and electric start. Very desirable to have both. Not only does it have both pull start and electric start, we also have control hookups, so you can use a control box with cables with this motor if you want to. Per usual, first thing I'm going to do to this engine is I'm going to confirm the working condition of the electronic start. We've got a fully charged battery, cables are hooked up. Let's see if she cranks. Nothing. Here's our start switch. This is our hot cable here coming off the battery. And underneath is that cable that leads to the starter itself. Negative from the battery is grounded there. That looks fine. My plan here is I'm gonna connect those two posts via the screwdriver. See if all we need is just a new relay button here. Nothing. As of right now, the electric start does not work on this engine, and connecting a hot positive straight to the starter also is not doing anything, so early signs, we got a bad starter. For right now though, it is getting a little bit late in the day. I do want to check spark and compression on this engine just to make sure we got a good engine before I go and buy expensive parts for this thing. Okay, we're gonna pull off these plug wires. Gonna go ahead and test the top cylinder first. Got my inline spark tester. Pop this in here, pop the other end straight onto the spark plug. All right, now let's see if this bulb lights up. Hopefully you saw that. It's still a little bit bright outside, but we do have spark on the top cylinder. Let's check the bottom. Okay, 2 for 2. Both cylinders have spark. That's awesome. A lot of expensive parts are now ruled out. Electronic start's a luxury anyways, but at least we can get the motor started. I'm gonna go ahead and pop these spark plugs out and check our compression numbers and hope they're even. Spark plugs look a little bit fouled, but certainly nothing bad, no rust. I'll pop my compression gauge straight into the cylinder. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, we are looking at 121.5 PSI on the top. That is extremely good compression. Let's check the bottom. Bottom plug also has nice coloration, but no rust. Let's hope we're in that same 120-ish number here. All right, 119, that is not bad at all. So far, we're in a really good spot here, guys. Our compression's within 2% of each other on the cylinders, and they're also really high, like 120. Great compression numbers. This is a low hour engine for sure. That's a good stopping point for the night. I'm about to get rained out. See you in 2 seconds. After a hard day's work, I love coming inside to a hot, fresh meal, but I don't have a lot of time, and I'm a horrible cook. And that's why I'm teaming up with Factor. Guys, we've all got super busy days. These are fresh, nutritious, chef-inspired, and ready in 2 minutes. Let's make one. Time for the taste test. Oh my God. That's why they're making it and I'm not. They also have breakfast, smoothies, midnight snacks, so much variety, you're literally never gonna get bored. And since I've teamed up with Factor, I can stay out later working on outboards for you guys, because I don't gotta cook dinner. So guys, head over to factor75.com or use the link below and use code BOATBUSTERS50. That's gonna get you 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month of orders. Again, that's code BOATBUSTERS50 at factor75.com. 50% off your first Factor box, 20% off your next month of orders. You guys go get back to the video. I'm gonna stay here and eat this. And just like that, we are back to the engine. So we know a couple things about this motor. We know it has really good compression and we know it's got spark on both cylinders, which is really, really good. We also know, unfortunately, that the electric start is not working very well right now. First order of business, I still wanna get this motor in water and I wanna start it just using the pull start. Before I bother adding the luxury of electric start, we want to know if the engine even runs or not. So let's get this thing in the tank. All right guys, tank's filled up. Really what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pump the primer bulb on the fuel tank, fuel line, get gas moving throughout this thing and check for leaks. We got gas in the fuel filter. I don't hear any air. Primer bulb's completely firm. I don't see any leaks on this thing. That's awesome. All right, first start attempt for this outboard in a very long time. That is absolutely ridiculous. First pull. Oh my God. And listen to it, it's idling like a sewing machine. That is freaking nuts. It appears the kill switch button's not working as it should, so I'm gonna just cut the gas off, pull the gas hose off the engine and let it die out. That's crazy. That thing ran forever without fuel attached to it. I've been doing this for 7 years now, and that might be the first time ever I have pulled an engine out of someone's garage like this and it fired up on the first pull. These old Mercuries are no joke. This is a good engine. All right guys, I did buy a few goodies for this engine that got delivered in the mail today, so I'll show you what we're working with. I bought a new electric start kill switch that will wire up. I also bought this new decal set. I don't know why I just tried to open this thing like a pack of cinnamon rolls. It tells me everything I need to know about myself. Okay, yes, I know this is a Mariner outboard that someone put Merc stickers on, but there were no Mariner decals that match this model, and I think the Merc stickers look okay, and they're all the same thing anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put a new set of the Mercury decals that were on the cowling when we got it. Last but not least, this starter is what I believe to be the last starter for that model engine anywhere in the United States. You guys will not believe the hunt that I had to go on to get my hands on one of these. Apparently this starter was discontinued many years ago and they are an extremely rare commodity nowadays. And no, there's no aftermarkets of it either. Certainly looks the same, we'll see. So without further ado, let's put this kill switch on. I'll show you how. All right guys, as you can see in here, this kill switch does have a threaded portion on it with a small little nut right here. So we're gonna go ahead and just loosen that off so we can pull the kill switch out. Once that's off, you can just kind of pull this straight out the front like so. And as soon as I started pulling on it, this came off through the little splice wire crimp things that the last guy put on there. So this type of stuff's really horrible anyways, guys. Do this the right way and solder them or heat shrink wrap them or something. These are bad. All right, so really what we're left with is this white and black wire here, and this is gonna connect to these wires on the end of our new kill switch. The kill switch shipped with these very nice little connections on them, so I'm gonna search through my wire connections and see if I have anything that'll match this, and that'll be a much more clean connection. And look at that, guys. I do have some of these that are gonna work, so I'm gonna get one male and one female, and we'll go put them on those wires. Now that these are crimped down in place, I'm gonna get a heat gun and seal these to the wires. Heck yeah, we rock with Harbor Freight heat guns. Is Harbor Freight's heat less hot than Milwaukee's heat? Now you can see how the heat has basically made that wrap around the wire, so that makes it much more waterproof than the standard quick crimp. Now before we put this back into place and make it look how it's supposed to, let's just fire the motor up and make sure it's working correctly. And there you have it. So now what we're left with is the same button and the little plastic nut on the other side. We'll just push this through, thread that knot on, and we'll be good to go. A working kill switch. Now it's time for the starter. Okay, prepping for replacement of new starter. First thing we're gonna do is reconnect our hot positive from battery. Gonna go ahead and reach down here and grab my negative ground wire, and that's black negative ground from battery. We're gonna go ahead and slide that bolt in first. And just like that, the new starter's installed. Let's hook a battery up and pray to God this thing spins. Okay, unfortunately you guys just missed a heck of a show. Long story short, the button to start the motor still didn't work. Grabbed a screwdriver, go to jump the solenoid, and it fired right up. However, the starter was continuously spinning, even after the motor's running, which is not good. That's not what you want. I had to hurry up and disconnect the negative battery terminal just to prevent my starter from burning up on me. Now, I'm in a little bit of a weird situation. Something in here is really shorting out, because watch this. And apparently connecting the negative battery terminal is attempting to start the motor, so that's not good. I'm thinking I've got a short somewhere in here on this little relay, so I'm gonna take a deeper dive into that. Good news is we know that the starter was in fact bad. The bad news is that we have a short in our relay, so I ordered just kind of a standard engine start switch, and hopefully I can MacGyver that into the hole where it's supposed to go and make it look all right, but we're gonna find out tomorrow. I was able to find one of these engine switch buttons. This is not an actual Mercury part that's designed for this motor. However, it does look like it'll fit through and work perfectly fine for what we need it for. Got both ends wired up, and check this out. Electric starts working again, baby. So now really my job is to take this and somehow finagle it through this hole, just so it looks nice and presentable. It's just such a tight space. So that's all I'm gonna be doing here, and I'm gonna get back to you when I've got it done. All right, we've got everything kind of buttoned up here with exactly how it should be. Really, that's kind of the lesson here, is you're not always gonna have the perfect part for the engine you need. Sometimes you need to just get something that'll work and give it your best shot. So what I'm gonna do now is a full service on this engine. We're gonna do the lower unit gear oil, gonna give it new spark plugs and a new fuel filter, clean the fuel filter, and then we're gonna fire it up, make sure she's running good, and then we're gonna work on the cowling. I am actually going to return the new decal set that I bought. The other side's faded, but for the most part, these really just are not in bad enough shape to justify what I spent on that new set. I'm not in the restoration business. I do love what I do, but it also is a business at the end of the day, and I gotta be profit conscious sometimes, so we're gonna leave those decals as is. I did a service, gear oil, plugs, fuel filter. I'm just gonna go ahead and fire this up one more time, make sure all the electronics we replaced are in good working order and that the engine still runs great. This is a really nice engine. Everything looks really good. I'll be back to show you how much I made.